by far, but there will be no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. In fact, they will be saved from the incompetence of the Democrats who have totally lost their confidence in their way. If the courts somehow rule against us on tariffs, which is not expected, that would allow other countries to hold our nation hostage. No, Donald, you are cutting Medicaid. You are attacking Medicare. You are taking away people's food stamps, their supplemental nutrition assistance programs.
What do golf balls, hurricanes, and tariffs have in common? One man, Donald Trump. From whiny social media rants to selling autographed gold golf balls, it seems like Trump is caught in a meltdown spiral. But here's the kicker. His claims about saving Social Security and Medicare? Completely at odds with massive budget cuts he's backing. Is this chaos just bad leadership or something more troubling? Stick around to see how his latest stunts could actually hurt the economy you live in. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What's worse than a bad hair day? A bad everything day on social media. Trump's latest meltdown about tariffs, reporters, and the economy is so dramatic, it's giving us secondhand embarrassment. Picture a middle schooler stomping his feet when nobody agrees with his science project. That's Trump, but instead of baking soda volcanoes, he's ranting about tariffs saving America from economic ruin.
Are saying whatever comes to mind, anything to win, or this one, passing the one big beautiful bill is a historic opportunity with their anti-American tariffs that they would use against us. This would mean the economic ruination of the United States of America. I hear it's a very friendly MAGA establishment. Or this, no, Donald, you are cutting Medicaid. You are attacking Medicare. You are taking away people's food stamps, their supplemental nutrition assistance programs.
In one of his many posts, he claimed tariffs would protect U.S. jobs and manufacturing. But here's the kicker. Actual numbers paint a completely different picture. Since his infamous trade war began, U.S. manufacturing has taken a dive, a whole 1.5% drop just over the last year. Imports from China have also plummeted, but not in the way Trump bragged. Instead of boosting local industries, businesses have been scrambling to find suppliers somewhere else. End result? Higher costs for everyone. His economic logic is like saying eating ice cream every day is healthy because it contains dairy. Sure, Donnie. Let's add the cherry on top. His tone. Less presidential, more toddler stuck in timeout. Whining about fake news reporters one moment and begging for credit the next. Honestly, someone get the man a snack and a nap. And this isn't just a one-off tantrum, oh no. It's just the tip of the iceberg for what's becoming his trademark style. Chaotic, contradictory, and utterly memorable for all the wrong reasons. But it gets messier. Just wait until you hear about his so-called Big Beautiful Bill. Spoiler alert, it's not as beautiful as he thinks. Trump's Big Beautiful Bill is like a bad infomercial. It sounds amazing until you realize the deal isn't worth the cardboard it's printed on. He's calling it the biggest spending cut in history, while also promising to save Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Ambitious, sure, but here's the problem. The bill includes cuts to, wait for it, Medicare and Medicaid, not to mention food assistance programs. So, either Trump's math is off, or he thinks no one is checking the fine print. It's like watching a magician reach into his hat to pull out a rabbit.
And Americans will get to keep more of their money with the largest tax cut ever by far, but there will be no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. In fact, they will be saved from the incompetence of the Democrats who have totally lost their confidence in their way to turn our country around after 4 disastrous years under Joe Biden. We will take a massive step.
Only for the rabbit to be a sock puppet with loose stitching. Critics aren't letting this one slide either. They're pointing out how these cuts would hammer low-income families who depend on these programs just to get by. For many, it's the kind of impact you can't just spin away with a soundbite. Cutting vital services while pretending to save them? Now that's a disappearing act. And Trump's explanations? Even those feel like a bad combo meal. You get tax cuts, spending cuts, and protection for social programs. But in reality, it's more like ordering a pizza and finding out they skimped on the dough. It's all toppings, no substance. Trump's contradictions aren't just embarrassing. They're leaving Americans and, yes, even world leaders scratching their heads. Speaking of chaos, let's dive into fundraising emails and golden golf balls. Yes, really. Nothing screams desperation like bribing your supporters with autographed gold golf balls. Yes, you heard that right. Trump's latest fundraising email offers these shiny souvenirs as part of his exclusive donor incentives. And if that wasn't enough to make you cringe, the email kicks off with Trump dramatically confessing, "I just lost my fundraising blitz." It sounds less like a political campaign and more like a poorly scripted reality show.
If the courts somehow rule against us on tariffs, which is not expected, that would allow other countries to hold our nation hostage. So many false statements are being made about the one big beautiful bill, but what nobody understands is that it's the single biggest spending cut in history to balancing our budget by enacting the largest mandatory spending cut ever. Congratulations to my friend Kid Rock, I call him Bob, on the grand opening of his new Nashville restaurant, the Detroit Cowboy.
Why golf balls? Why the melodrama? The whole thing feels like a Saturday Night Live skit, except this one's real. Imagine a used car salesman waving a free coffee mug at you after trying to sell a car that doesn't start. That's the vibe here. Along with the autographed golf balls, donors are promised a spot on Trump's official Patriot list, as if being part of this mythical roll call means more than the spam folder it'll likely land in. Being on this list is about as exclusive as those weekly cat food coupon flyers. Spoiler alert, it's not special. But here's the kicker. These tactics aren't just ridiculous. They show how much trouble Trump's fundraising machine is actually in. His urgent emails use words like, "time is running out," and "this can't wait," signaling that the coffers aren't as full as he'd like. Desperation is seeping through every gold-plated golf ball pitch, revealing a political figure clinging to relevance. From meltdowns to merch, Trump's unraveling chaos just refuses to stay quiet. Trump's meltdowns aren't just embarrassing. They're flashing neon signs of instability with very real consequences. His reckless tariffs and erratic policies are pushing the U.S. economy toward dangerous territory. Experts warn of economic ruination, with manufacturing slumping and imports hitting their lowest point since the financial crisis. The ripple effects are global, wrecking trust in American leadership. So the next time you spot a gold golf ball or read a midnight meltdown post, stop and ask, is this really the leadership we want guiding the economy and shaping world relations? Funny as the chaos seems, the stakes go way beyond a punchline.